Hey guys and gals, A here. Welcome to another episode of EDC. I'm finally doing the video on the item that I incorporated into my system about 3 weeks ago now. I've used it, I've tested it, and I have an opinion on it. So you want to know what that item is or what I think of it? Come on back, because here we go. All right, guys and gals. So I guess it was about 3 weeks ago that my husband gave me this as an early birthday present, and it is the Mule Pack. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but I have seen it advertised in my different social media feeds. And I guess it's because the algorithms have picked up on I like pouches. I like pouches and organizer gear and bags. And so I'm starting to see, well, I'm not starting. I've been seeing a lot of gear, in this range. And this one had caught my attention for a very, very long time. And I kept clicking on it, and I'd go and look at it, and I would never purchase it. And then part of what caught my eye was they said they had one that would now hold the iPhone 13 Pro Max. And that's actually the phone that I have. I'm filming on it right now. And I didn't want this for my phone, but seeing that, I was like, oh, so it's, this one is the one that does not hold the iPhone 13 Pro Max. So it's smaller than what my iPhone 13 Pro Max would physically be able to fit into. And I knew it was a belt carry system. And so I sent the links to my husband, and I said, hey, these are, among a myriad of other things. And I was like, here's a whole list of things. Wouldn't mind getting any of these for my birthday. And so the Mule Pack came pre-birthday present, like a week or so before my birthday. He gave it to me, and he gave me both. He ordered the original, and then he ordered the larger version. And you could tell there it is slightly longer and slightly taller. And so when I got it, I immediately put this one onto my belt. And it is a larger form factor, so you can hold more gear. But the one thing I noticed was this piece right here is rigid. And it is the only rigid thing on the whole bag. And I'm sure it's so that, if you put your phone in here, it's gonna hold the shape and it's not gonna, I don't know. That's the only guess I have, because that's the only rigid piece on either one of these. And the problem I have with that, and it's the only problem I have with that, and the reason I immediately put the other one on to try it, was this is longer than my body is wide. And so my body, is not this wide. And so I curve in, I come in, and this thing is sticking out further than my hips do. And so this holds a shape that my body does not. And because it's rigid, it doesn't form and stay to the shape of my body. And so it sticks out from my shirt, it sticks out below my shirt, and it looks odd. And so I'm not sure how or if I will incorporate this into a system. But that's the only issue I have with this, because it's the same form factor, same setup, same everything. But like I said, that's just, it's wider than I am, and so it doesn't conform to my body because of that rigid piece. This one, however, does not have that rigid piece on the bottom, and so you don't notice I'm wearing this. Like every once in a while, my shirt will sit up slightly higher than this, and so you'll see the bottom of it. But outside of that, you really don't notice that I have it on. So this has been hanging out on my left hip kind of at 9 o'clock. And then on my right hip, I've had my Gerber sheath with my Surge and, flashlight, pen, and knife in it, because that sheath is amazing. And so these two items, just what's carried on my belt, that doesn't come out, doesn't come off, it's just on my belt and rides with me. I've had the capabilities of a lot of cool gear. And so this one, I did a very minimal layout, like as you can tell, this is very, very thin. I don't have much in here, and I like it. And so what I'm gonna do is I'll show you what I've been carrying in it and how I've been using it. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some more gear to this. So I have a more complete EDC with just this, and see how that works. And I'll show you what I've got, and then I'll show you some of the ideas I've had. And I can tell you I'm probably gonna come back to this exact layout, but I'm gonna take some time over the next few weeks, maybe month or so, and just kind of try out different things and see if I find something that might work for this even better. But I know if I add other things to it and it gets too cumbersome, or I don't like it, or it just doesn't function well, then like worst case scenario, in a month or so, I'm gonna come back with like these exact items in here, and this will probably still be sitting on my hip. Like I don't see this leaving my hip. What I'm gonna do is rotate what I carry to see if I can make it even more functional and more complete, because this is very supplemental to what I carry. All right, so we got, the system has a little pull tab here. I might actually add a lanyard bead on here or something. I've got a few that glow, so I might pop a lanyard bead or a little tritium keychain onto here. But I kept it minimal. The bag itself, it's just, you can see it's got the ripstop fabric. I got this one in gray. This one is in like an OD green or a desert tan or something. And black stitching, black zippers, black and white zipper pulls, like everything on it is black. And then the setup is you have two belt loop options. You have the higher portion that is wider, and it runs through here. And so this is how I wear mine. I thread my belt through the top and let it hang down. Now you do have a smaller portion here. There we go. And it is wide enough to thread your belt through. And so when I got this and initially tried it on, I threaded my belt through here. But what I didn't like was I knew it would then become floppy, and all of this was now against my skin because it's above the waist of my pants. So my pants are sitting right here, and so all of this was against me, and I didn't like that. So I threaded here and let it hang like that. So there's nothing to flop around over top of the belt, and it sits like just below, where my pant line is, so I don't feel it against my skin. So those are the setup. They're the same on either size. You have the smaller loop and then the larger loop, and there are two of them, so you can thread it through, and they are on either end, so it holds really well. And that's the other thing I like about this not being rigid, is it really does kind of conform to the shape, to my shape. It conforms to me and makes it so that it really does disappear and you do not know that I'm carrying it. And then they are also the same in that there is a front zipper and then there is a top zipper. And so majority of the stuff I have is sitting right here in this front zipper. You can stick something taller that goes up, but it is a black interior. Come on guys, throw me some orange in here, throw me some bright blue, give me a neon green, I don't care, just give me something high vis so I can see. High vis interior, get on it everybody. But in here I just have a few things. I have a couple BC powders. You guys know that's our jam in this house. Husband likes the BC powders, and I've conformed because it works and it's easier. And then this is a new item that I've been carrying post poison ivy, or because of the poison ivy that I got. But I would get so itchy, and I still do randomly, like still in the healing process, but much better. But I can't stand it, and I don't want to be scarred, so I don't want to be scratching. So keep some Benadryl on me, and that helps with the itchy poison ivy. And I do normally keep 2 Benadryls inside of my lever gear bit vault, but I have not been carrying that because of this. I have 1 spare hair tie just in case. I have my nail clippers, small set of nail clippers. I can't stand my nails getting long enough to scratch my kiddo, and my kiddo can't stand hangnails, and so these save both of us. I don't scratch him, and if he finds a hangnail, I can take care of it before he tries to rip it off. And then the only other thing inside of this front pouch is a polka pin. And it's small, it's lightweight, but it does transfer into a full-size pin. And it's so lightweight, I don't notice it in there. Are there smaller pins that I could put in here? Yes. Are there lighter weight pins? Probably. But for size and weight, this one has gotten the nod into the pocket because I'd rather take the little bit bulkier size, which is not that much, but it is a little bigger than like some of my Zebras or a Fisher Space Pen Bullet. But I'm gaining a little bit of size, I'm losing a lot of weight. So this one, and this is the blue color, it's a navy-ish, bluish color. This one has gotten the ride in the front. So not many items at all in the front. A couple, see if we can see a hair tie, the polka pin, some Benadryl, some BC powders, and some nail clippers. So that's all that's been riding in the front. And it sits, I keep it on this side because there's one item in the back and it's sitting here. And so that stuff sits on this side next to it, and they're not together, they are separate. Like inside this pocket, you cannot see what I have in the other pocket. They are two separate complete pockets, but because this other item is a bit bigger and bulkier, it stays on its side, which allows the other stuff to stay on their side. And so inside the main compartment, I have my Pixel Buds, and that's the only item I have in here. And we now have an empty, dark, cavernous pouch. So that's what I've been carrying. It is very lightweight. It's very easy. It keeps my Pixel Buds on me. I like having earbuds on me, and it gives me the ability to have some things that I wouldn't have. The bit gear, the bit vault has not been carried near as much recently. Even prior to this, it was hit or miss on if I would have it. And I quickly realized when I got the Poison Ivy, I still wanted the Benadryl. So the bit vault has not been carried, and I've still got the Benadryl. I still have pain reliever, and I now have, and in addition to those items, I've been able to keep on some fingernail clippers, which have come in handy many times. I have a spare hair tie just in case, which is something I've never carried, but it takes up no space, and it's an elastic band. So if I needed this for any other item, it doesn't have to just be someone's hair. This could hold anything, so I see no reason not to carry it. And then I have another pen on me just in case. So very lightweight, very easy, and I will come back to that in this pouch if nothing else. But I've been thinking about a lot of different things that I could do. So having my pen here, I was like, well, could I put, like a Swiss Army Knife Classic in here, or a small multi-tool and go that route? Or could I put a Skeletal in here? Would that be too cumbersome or too much? And then that kind of spiraled into a whole thing. Well, let's keep a knife in there. Is it a small knife? Is it a bigger knife? Is it a full-size pocket knife or a mini? And I need a flashlight now. Well, do I want a keychain flashlight? Do I want like one of the flat night core tubes in there? Do I want a round flashlight? How big? Rechargeable? All those questions started coming in. So I'm gonna look into seeing like what kind of complete EDC I can carry in here. And you guys know my EDC is a knife, a flashlight, a pen, a multi-tool, and a pry bar. So can I keep all of the gear I have, because I don't want to lose out on that, and incorporate the other items and get a complete EDC in here? Or another thing that I've been thinking about for this pouch that I think would be really cool is my wallet is probably not gonna ride in here, because it is a little, like it's a chum's wallet. It's not big, but probably bigger than I want for this. But could I get one of the small organizer pouches that you have the ability to keep some cards in, and then, like a few EDC items, like a front pocket wallet or one of those organizer things? Could I incorporate that with, the majority of what I need from my wallet and a few EDC items, and could that ride in here? So I've got a lot of different things that I've been thinking about, and so I'm going to play around with it and see what this becomes and what it grows into. But after playing around with it and trying all these things out, if something works, it works. Awesome. If not, I'm fairly certain all of this is going to ride in here, and it's going to be, you know, back on my hip as it was in this video, because this is pretty good setup for me. And I'm sure, you know, I could add or take away a few items, but guys, if you've been looking at these, I can tell you, like, I dig it. Like, I might buy a few more in this size, and I'll probably see if the hubs wants this one, since it is a larger size. It might fit him a little better, and it'd be a way for him to have some gear on him. So great pouches, highly recommend them. No complaints on those. And just the high-vis interior. Is that too much to ask? All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I've definitely enjoyed getting to use this and try it out, and seeing how my carry changes. And so hopefully I've got some new gear in here, trying out and seeing how it works to carry other items. But love the pouch. Highly recommend it. And if you're a person who wants to carry some gear on you and doesn't mind it being on your belt, I highly recommend it. Like, I wasn't a belt carrier 2 years ago, year and a half, 2 years ago, and slowly it just started happening, and I realized you don't notice it's there. You don't feel the weight near as much, and it allows you to carry more gear, or carry your gear out of your pockets if you want to carry the same amount of gear. So I think it's a pretty cool way to do it. Give it a shot and let me know what you think. Let me know if you've tried these or if you want to. So guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope you have a great day. I will never ask you to like or subscribe. You do you, but I would appreciate it if you did both. And I hope you guys are excited for the next video we have coming out. It will be awesome. So take care, and remember, EDC, EDC.